AITA for running away because my parents were late to my graduation over a Labubu? Okay, so I already know this sounds insane, but stay with me. I, 18F, was adopted as a baby. My parents had been trying for years, IVF failed, etc. So when they finally had my little sister Princess, yes, that's her real ass name, naturally, when I was 8, they treated it like the second coming of Jesus. I didn't mind at first. I loved having a baby sister, but then she started growing up and, wow. She was like if Veruca Salt and Regina George had a child raised by Jojo Siwa. Anything Princess wanted, she got. I mean anything. I got a Target Barbie for my birthday. Princess got 5 American Girl dolls and a pony ride in the backyard. She throws a tantrum in public? My parents apologized to her for overstimulating her. At 10, she's gotten more mental health days than I ever got sick days. And yes, I got jealous. I was 10 and my parents were all about this little drama goblin who screamed whenever I got more than 3 seconds of attention. But I also grew up. I did sports, clubs, straight A's, got a part-time job as soon as I was old enough. I applied to colleges on my own. I didn't want to be a burden, so I stopped expecting stuff from them. I figured they loved me, just in a quieter way. That illusion shattered last month. Graduation day, I told them the time. I reminded them a dozen times. It's the one day I asked them to show up for me, and they were late. And not parking took forever late. I'm talking showed up after the caps were already in the air late. Why? Because Princess, 10F, remember, saw some ultra-rare Labubu doll posted for sale that morning. She freaked out, cried, screamed, threatened to hold her breath till she died. Her words. Instead of, I don't know, telling her to chill, my parents drove across town and paid $350s to some sketchy dude in a Burger King parking lot for a plush keychain while I was walking the stage, alone. My graduation gift, $150 in a card that my aunt gave me, from them. I opened it and literally laughed. It was just so dumb, so on brand. Afterward, I didn't even wait. I left with my boyfriend and his family. They had balloons, gifts, dinner plans. His mom cried more than mine did. And yeah, I never really went back. I've been staying at his house ever since. It's been 3 weeks. I only go home to grab stuff. My parents keep calling, texting, even came over crying. But the kicker? They think I'm upset about the money. Like, sweetie, we'll get you a graduation trip too. Here's another $100, we didn't mean to hurt you. You missed the point, Linda. Now they're threatening to report me as a runaway if I don't come home, saying I'm abandoning my family and overreacting because Princess didn't know better. She's 10, not 2. She knew exactly what she was doing. Anyway, I just needed to get this out. I don't know if I'm being dramatic or what. My boyfriend says I'm right. His mom offered to help if my parents actually report me, but part of me feels like I should just let it go. Is this really worth nuking my whole relationship with my parents? Okay, so remember how I said they started threatening to report me as a runaway? Yeah, that wasn't a bluff. Last week I get a call from a weird number. I answer because I thought it might be from my job. Nope, it's a local cop doing a wellness check. Super chill guy, actually. Said my parents reported me missing and they just needed to confirm I wasn't in a ditch somewhere. I told him I was fine, gave him my boyfriend's address, said I was 18, showed him my ID and everything. He kinda sighed and said, "Yup, this happens more than you'd think." Apparently once kids hit 18, there's not much cops can do unless you're like, actually missing or endangered. Which I'm not. I'm just tired. I told him the whole story. The Labubu thing, my graduation, everything. You know what he said? Honestly, if my parents did that to me, I'd be pissed too. Anyway, after that, my parents freaked. Not because they were worried. No, they were embarrassed. My dad called me yelling like, "How could you let the police think we're bad parents?" And my mom was crying that I put them through so much. So now I'm the villain because I didn't want to stand next to my parents pretending everything was great while my sister hugged her ugly little keychain and cried about missing Labubu trading day on Instagram. Oh, speaking of Princess, she made a video, no joke, a TikTok, crying on her canopy bed saying I hate her because she's cuter and that I abandoned her on her birthday? Her birthday is in August? She added some stupid slow piano music and a filter that made her look like an anime character with sparkles. It got like 12K views. I wish I was kidding. People in the comments are like, "Poor baby, and your sister's jealous, you're gorgeous." A few people even DM'd me telling me off. One girl literally said, "How dare you make your baby sister feel like trash on her big day?" What big day? It was my graduation. And here's the worst part. My mom saw it and commented with a heart emoji and said, "She loves you, sweet girl. Your sister's just hurting." I texted her after like, "You realize you're letting a 10-year-old publicly frame me as some kind of evil stepsister for clout, right?" No reply. She left me on read. So yeah, I'm the bad guy now. The runaway. The jealous adopted one. I don't even know what's real anymore. My boyfriend says they're manipulating me. His mom keeps hugging me randomly and saying, "You don't deserve that." I believe them, I do. But still, that little voice in my head says, "They're your parents. They raised me, fed me, paid for clothes. They weren't abusive or evil, just neglectful in a subtle way. Like I was the warm-up round and Princess was the real thing. And now they're calling my future college. No, seriously. I got an email from my admissions advisor asking if there was a domestic issue that might affect my fall plans. I had to explain the whole thing and the guy just wrote back, "Yikes, thanks for clarifying. I'm trying to get a dorm assignment moved because my parents were supposed to help me move in. Not happening now. My boyfriend's family said they'll take me instead. So now it's like, I've officially picked a side. This isn't just a fight anymore, it's a break." And I keep thinking, if it were Princess graduating and I wanted to stop for a drink at Starbucks, I'd have gotten, "Don't ruin your sister's day." But she gets the whole day to herself and my parents' bank account. I'm just so tired of being the afterthought. Okay, buckle up. This is where it really went off the rails. So remember how I said my mom left me on read after I called her out over the TikTok? "Yeah," she finally replied. She didn't apologize. She didn't even acknowledge what I said. Instead, she hit me with, "We did our best. We gave you everything. You're lucky we chose you." I swear to God, I had to reread it like 5 times. "Lucky we chose you? Like I'm some rescue puppy they picked out of a lineup?" I texted back, "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" She didn't answer. The next day, I get a call from my aunt, the one who gave me the graduation card. She's pissed. Apparently, my mom's been crying to everyone saying I'm turning into someone they don't recognize, and that I've been poisoned by outside influence. Translation, I'm thinking for myself now and they don't like it. Then my aunt drops this bombshell. "You know they almost didn't adopt you, right?" What? She goes, "Yeah, your mom was scared, said she wanted a baby but didn't know if she could love someone else's child. Your dad pushed for it more." I just sat there on FaceTime like, stunned. She told me not to tell anyone she said that. Oops, too late now, I guess. But it explains a lot. Like why my mom always seemed slightly distant unless there were people watching. Why she overcompensated with birthday gifts but couldn't remember my prom date's name. Why she never once came to a parent-teacher conference after Princess was born. It also explains the weird vibe I got when I brought up adoption stuff growing up. Every time I asked about my birth parents, she got super tense or changed the subject. And now I realize I was always a good deed. A checkmark on the "we tried everything" list. Something to show at church and feel good about. But once the miracle baby arrived, my existence became inconvenient. A reminder of their struggles. A placeholder they were ready to swap out. And yet now they're clinging like I'm the one abandoning them. My dad even emailed me a whole-ass Google Doc, I'm not joking, titled "Ways We Tried." It had bullet points like, "Took you to Disneyland at age 4, got you braces even though insurance didn't cover it. Let you do theater even when it cost time and gas. Never treated you like you weren't ours. Oh, and my favorite, let you live with your boyfriend without punishment like that's a favor. Like they granted me basic human autonomy." I showed the doc to my boyfriend and he was like, "This is insane. This is what companies do in HR when they're trying not to get sued." Also, small detail but relevant, I found out they had a separate savings account for Princess's future business ventures. She's 10. The girl still eats glitter glue and they've already got a 5-figure account for her lemonade stand dreams. When I asked what my graduation money was saved from, my dad said, "Oh, we just pulled it from the emergency fund." Cool, so I'm the emergency. Anyway, now it's awkward as hell with the extended family. Some relatives are on my side, others are clearly uncomfortable and trying to stay neutral. My grandma, dad's side, called me and said, "I always worried about you being forgotten, but I didn't want to interfere." I cried, like full-on cried for an hour after that. Because yeah, she knew. So now the question is, what happens next? They've stopped calling. I think they realized I'm not coming back, but they're still emailing. Passive-aggressive stuff like, "The door is always open if you choose to be mature." My mom posted a Facebook status that said, "Parenting doesn't come with a manual. We do our best, even when it's not appreciated." Cue the church moms and minivan army commenting things like, "You're such a strong woman," and "Kids these days don't understand sacrifice." Meanwhile, I'm over here planning how to move into my dorm without even telling them. I don't even know if I should bother with a goodbye. Alright, so just when I thought it was simmering down, no more calls, just petty Facebook posts and awkward emails, Princess decided to become the main character again. And no, I'm not calling her Princess sarcastically this time. That's literally what she calls herself on TikTok now. Princess Official 10. She's got 18K followers. Her bio says, "I sparkle, I cry, I collect rare things." And guess what her latest viral video was? A GRWM to confront my evil sister. I'm not even kidding. It's her doing her makeup with sparkly blue eyeshadow and glitter stickers, saying stuff like, "Today I'm going to tell my sister I miss her, even though she hates me." She said I ruin everything. I ruin her life, but she ruined my heart. And then, and this is where I nearly lost it, she walks into my old room, puts one of my old hoodies on, and sits there fake crying into it. For likes. Guess who filmed it? My mother. You can literally hear her whisper, "Okay, baby, look sadder," behind the camera. I showed it to my boyfriend, and he just said, "This is psychotic." People online were eating it up. "You're such a good sister. She doesn't deserve you. You're so brave." One girl even sent me a DM saying, "Hope you're happy. Your baby sister's in pain, and all you do is run away." So yeah, I went private on all socials. I don't need Gen Alpha TikTok warriors in my mentions. But here's where things actually blew up. I finally responded. Not online. I drove over there. Yup, first time I'd gone home in over a month. I didn't text or warn anyone. I just showed up, knocked, and walked in like I still had keys. Because I do. Princess was in the living room watching some anime on full volume. She sees me and goes, "Oh my god, like I'm a ghost," and then immediately starts tearing up like she's about to perform Les Miserables. I didn't even look at her. I went straight to my parents, who were in the kitchen. I said flat out, "You're exploiting your 10-year-old's tantrum for clout. This is embarrassing." My mom, "She's just expressing herself." Me, "You're letting a child weaponize the internet against me. That's not expression. That's harassment." Then she said it. The sentence I will never forget. "Well, maybe if you acted more like a sister, she wouldn't feel the need to post those things." My dad just stood there, didn't say a word. So I snapped. I laid it all out. I told them they failed me, that their parenting was Disney-level delusional, that I was done being the background character to Princess's never-ending toddler drama. I said, "You missed my biggest moment for a keychain, and now you're acting like I'm the problem?" My mom started crying. Again, because crying is her defense mechanism. She tried the guilt thing. "We didn't know how to parent two kids with different needs." I said, "No, you didn't try. You picked a favorite, and now she thinks she's famous." That's when Princess came in holding her phone already recording. She says, "Bus," and I quote, "I'm going live. Tell your lies now so they can see." I looked at her, this 10-year-old with an audience, and I just laughed. Like, what is this? I said, "You're not a celebrity, you're a child, and this is sad." Then I walked out. That was it. I didn't grab anything. I didn't hug anyone goodbye. They haven't contacted me since. My boyfriend's mom made a lasagna that night and told me, "Some families are made, not born." I think I needed to hear that. So fast forward 2 weeks. I'm finally moving into college. Whole new city, fresh start, no TikTok divas or keychain cults in sight. My boyfriend and his parents helped me move in. His mom brought a massive box of snacks, a mini toolkit, and even labeled my shower caddy. His dad lifted every box like it weighed nothing and cracked terrible dad jokes the whole time. It was weirdly perfect. No drama, no guilt, just support. That night after they left and I was alone for the first time in a long time, I opened my laptop to check my student email. There it was. Subject. From Dad, no hello, no subject line fluff. Just, "Hey kiddo, I know you don't want to hear from us, but I hope you'll read this anyway. I'm not asking you to forgive us. I just want to explain something I should have told you years ago. When we adopted you, I thought I was ready. I wanted to be a dad more than anything. Your mom, she struggled. Not with you, but with herself. She always felt broken because of what we went through. And when Princess came along, it was like everything she thought she'd lost came back. She grabbed onto it with both hands and she didn't let go. I should have seen how that made you feel. I should have stepped up more. I didn't. I went quiet like I always do. And then you left. And suddenly, we couldn't blame anyone else but ourselves. I'm proud of you, even if we messed up showing it. And if one day you decide to talk to us again, I'll be here. No strings, love, Dad." I stared at it for a long time. I didn't cry. I didn't even get angry. I just sat there thinking, why now? Why only after everything blew up? After they embarrassed me, ignored me, let a 10-year-old publicly call me a monster on the internet? I thought about replying. Just a quick thanks, or maybe one day. But then I remembered Princess's live video, my mom filming it, the fake tears, the public guilt tripping, the way they let the world think I was some ungrateful brat who couldn't handle not being the favorite. And I realized something. I'm not ready. Not to forgive, not to go back, not to explain myself one more time. I didn't reply. Instead, I deleted the email, turned off the lights, and stared at my tiny ceiling fan spinning in slow circles. Because maybe he meant it. Maybe they do regret it. But regret doesn't undo a decade of being second place. It doesn't change the way I flinched every time Princess cried because I knew I'd get blamed. It doesn't undo them choosing a toy over my milestone. So no, I'm not going back. I'm not running away anymore either. I'm just walking forward. And they're not invited. Reddit AITA for cutting off my parents after the Labubu incident? Because to them, it was just a plush keychain. To me, it was the final straw. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.